Yeah.
Let me see if I can be at the same time. Hi, everybody. Welcome to LABRISH. We are back. How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? We hope you are good. This is where we talk about our favorite reality TV shows. And at the moment, we're talking about Love Island ALLSTARS season 1, episode 15?
16.
16? Yeah, because I can't count. Allow me to read. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. We had a late night last night and I am tired. I'm not going to lie. But yes, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm all things Sugar and Shade Sade, and I'm here with...
I am Nana, aka the Black Fairy.
Yes, and while you're coming in, make sure you book that like button immediately, please. Also share this with like-minded people too. Get involved in the comments. We really love it when you do and like to see your opinions. And also, if you're not done so already, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Your Aunties Can Never. Subscribe to NanaEvans.com, and hey, it's Sade Salami. So can we just talk about yesterday real quick while I set off the Instagram, because I didn't do it?
Okay. All right. Yes, I'll go into my word.
No. I mean, like our main show. Like, I feel like
yeah. I keep forgetting. So our main show, we had a special guest, Temi Alchemy from 90s Baby Show, on there, and it was a late one, and we ran on for quite a bit, but it was jokes. We talked about Nicki Minaj. We talked about Lani Good and Bad as UK. Kyle Walker. Temi gave advice to my husband on how to get me to send him nudes.
Yeah, that was epic.
It was jokes. It was and we had epic. Temi bought bottles of champagne.
He did, because he's a real one.
Yeah. We never get people bringing gifts. We usually give them the gifts. Like, he left with a bottle of Baileys because that was our gift to him. Yeah, but it was a little bit tipsy. It wasn't quite a drunk episode, but it was definitely a tipsy episode.
But it was, it was a vibe. It definitely was a vibe. It was pretty epic. Just like last night's episode of Love Island was also very epic. Like, I feel like this is the type of thing that I've been waiting to see. Yeah. So, guys, tell us, what is your one word to sum up the episode? Nana, what you got?
My one word is fuckeries. That's my word. That's my word. It's fuckeries all round. It was good, but it was fuckeries as well. What was your one word?
My word is spin, because that's all Georgia S was doing. Spin. I didn't say that. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. What it was this. You're doing this.
Girl, out of order.
Mate, she really is. I'm like,
go on. What's everyone's words? Okay, Gilda says liar. Daily Dio says white. And Shantae May says, I have a phrase, single white female. KW says gaslighting.
Yeah,
it was a something. We witnessed something going on there that we all know takes place, but we saw it in action.
We did see it in action, and it was just diabolical, to be honest. And
that's a word. That's a word. Diabolical.
Honestly, because how do you get away with that? So I'm so sorry. I really made a mistake. I have to do it again. Oh, stars. I'm coming. But yeah, I really was like, roll the tape as well. Do you know what I mean? They need to roll the tape.
Please let them have a movie night. Please. Because we need to see the stages.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to be shown for everybody to witness what she was actually up to.
Yeah. Because she's a liar. What's it called? Is a liar. Callum is covering his ass. Do you know what I mean?
I've been telling you guys about Callum.
No, sorry, I wasn't even getting it wrong. Tom was covering his ass. That's what I meant. Sorry,
but Callum is actually a fool. Like he's actually foolish.
Oh,
But when we get to it anyway,
okay,
I'll
yeah. Okay, cool. I'm nearly there. Just need to wait for that to come through. I done it on the practice one by mistake. So
yeah.
Sorry guys, bear with me. Slow day.
Thomas says Callum is a doormat.
I mean, he
Says
really
movie night
is.
is taking too long.
Yeah.
The immature reviewer says, how can Molly repeat her words back to her and she still twists the words?
Yeah. Spin. It's crazy. Okay, so in this episode, we had Tom and Georgia S. flirty behavior getting back to Callum and Molly, and everybody in the villa knows. Molly and Georgia S. had a big bust up that took ages. Actually, it was a long episode, about an hour and 20 minutes was long. And Mitch and Liberty are dumped, and then we finally had two bombshells being hinted. I think that Casey and Joanna, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So after the challenge, after the Snog Marry Pie challenge, where they were all in the cream and stuff, disgusting. It was that. Yeah, they had a bit of a chat. Like Anton got all the rings. They were talking about that. Anton asked Tom about Georgia S and him, and Tom's response, well, you know what? If it was going to happen, it should have happened on the outside. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Which is kind of cementing what we're thinking that Tom is feeling about Georgia S. She's not getting the memo, though. Abacus was asking Sophie about her situation with Josh and Chris because she kissed Chris and married Josh in the challenge. And I'm just like, Again, why? Why do you care? Why are you interested? Chris don't like you. Chris don't like you. Do you know what I mean?
They're basically both of her guys, which is funny that they have that same crossover again, like Georgia and Molly. Like they seem to be attracted to the same men.
Yeah.
But I liked Sophie just playing it coy. Like we're not friends, and I know you like both of these dudes. Why am I going to tell you all of my cards? That makes no sense. Like, I'm not stupid.
Absolutely none.
But most definitely, Abacus thinks everybody is stupid, and she's super smart.
Yeah, she's not. She's not. She's not at all. Liberty, the girls were sitting, and Liberty was just thanking the girls for their support in Pie and Mitch and all that kind of stuff. But she did say she didn't expect to be pied, which I think none of us really expected her to be pied, especially in the way Mitch done it. And Alpaca was just like, yeah, you haven't done anything wrong. And then Georgia H just cut in. She was just like, can I just respond? Because this is also about me and how I feel. And it's like, babe, really? You know, and she just made a point of saying, you know, I feel like I shouldn't be getting to know him because of how he's treated you. And it's just like, I think this is just words for word's sake, to be honest. Like, why are you saying this? You're definitely going to get to know him.
Exactly. Nobody was believing her as well. I was literally like, it's like she wanted to hear, like, no, go for it, babe. Like, you and him make it. Like, why was it she had to insert herself and spin it away from Liberty and onto her? Like, nobody cared.
No, absolutely nobody cares. That's the thing. And then we had Mitch. He was a bit pissed. Why was he a bit pissed? Can't remember. He was pissed at the whole situation, and he's a bit chauvinistic for me. I don't really like it, you know. He was just like, oh yeah, none of the girls have their own opinions. Georgia S, she had her opinion, right? Like, that's the person you got a problem with, her opinion, not all of the girls. Do you know what I mean? And then also as well, people are allowed to have opinions on how you treat someone. Like, do you know what I mean? If you're displaying a behavior in front of others, of course people are going to have their opinions. Like, what's wrong with you? It would just seem like a very sexist comment to make. Yeah. And Tyler, on the other hand, he was like the contrast because he took his on the chin. Do you know what I mean? He was just like, he gets it, he understands. So I don't really know what's going on with
Mitch is. Because the same way he was the last time when he got all the pies. It's like, why are you complaining, really?
Yeah.
He was just being an idiot. Literally is.
I think so. Yeah, there was a few. It was just making me a bit sick. That they were playing in the cream all day. Sophie, it was a long time,
like,
innit?
When they were sitting there doing the what would it be, the debrief, I was like, why have you not wiped off the cream? Like, just, I'm not saying you've got to go and have a shower or something, but wipe it off your face. Like, why is it all there? And the people then have to be smelling it as well. I was like, this is gross. In the heat. Can you imagine how it would smell?
Oh, I don't like cream anyway. But like also as well, isn't there outside shower? Like, and they're in bikinis, right? Like, I never really understand it. There's a shower. Like, what are you doing? It just doesn't make any sense. It don't make any sense. Or maybe they make them not they force them not to or something. No, Sophie made a point that Tyler is out of order. Do you know what I mean? For what he done. And Hannah now thinks that Tyler is playing a game. It's just like, you don't like him anyway. Now you've got your reason to get out, basically.
Yeah. Hannah was waiting for something to be like, okay, now I can exit out of this stage performance that I don't even want to participate in.
Yeah. Literally, stop touching me, bro. Stop trying to basically where she's going. Libby was also a bit sad because she was the only person who didn't get a marriage or a snog. Do you know what I mean? She's just like, oh, God,
in the chart.
Yeah.
Like, when we touched on it yesterday, but in the chart running, she absolutely is the bottom of the pile. Because all she got was pies, not a kiss or a ring, just pies. And there wasn't actually anybody, I think maybe Mitch. So they really were at the bottom of both.
Like, literally, in the villa, in the public's opinion.
Yeah. It's sad. That definitely, that would dent my ego. I would be a little bit pissed that nobody wanted to even like just give me a little lips or a ring. One person.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. I can't lie. I don't know if my ego could recover from that.
You're gonna mash up the place again.
Mash up the place. That's my go-to. I'll be throwing the cream. Breakdown. Ego's fragile, you know. It's a fragile thing. Georgia S basically was talking about she wants to have a conversation with Toby because he's taking the piss and everything like that. I was thinking, even at that point in the show, I was thinking, you got bigger problems. Toby's not the issue. Toby's not the issue. Seriously.
And she's still thinking about him as well. I'm telling you, it's all about. She's still on Toby.
Yeah, she is.
Very much so.
So much so.
Yeah.
So much so that this is what she's just playing. She's playing with Tom and Callum. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. She don't care. Not really, you know. Georgia H and Mitch, you know, Georgia H was saying, like, you know, you shouldn't have picked Liberty to do to pie her and everything like that. Because all she's ever done is like you. Do you know what I mean? And I really thought, oh, okay, you see what it is. But then she proceeded to like tell him what he needs to say, what he needs to do, all that kind of, like he's like some kid. I was just like, nah. How are you okay with this? This is mad. This is mad if this is attractive.
No, if Mitch was staying a few more days, he would have been sick and tired of her.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Because remember, Abby had a similar thing. Like, just you know, you should do this, Mitch. Like, let's do this. We should be closer. Like, he's not that guy.
No.
So yeah, I think after a while, he's like, no. I'm not taking that from a woman.
He gets, but he gets. Do you know what I mean? I'm my own man. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see him moving his shoulders.
He wasn't on it. Even her being like, you should be the mature one, and I know he followed through, but there was a look in his eye that was literally like, all right, give me a couple of days.
I don't want to do it. But no, he was like, I don't want to be mates with her, because she was saying try and be mates. He's like, nah, I don't want to be mates with her. He despises Liberty. He despises her. Like,
is it not fair though? He's being forced into having some type of relationship with
No,
her.
but just be cordial. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just like, because you just pied her in the game. Like, come on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was harsh. You could see the reaction was harsh. So, like, just try and smooth it over. But he's just like, nah, I don't even want to be mates with her. Like, he's a 5-year-old. Like, I don't want to be, I can see him as a 5-year-old kid. No, I don't want to do it. You know that, you know that little boy? Do you remember that clip of that little boy that where at Christmas time, and like his dad is saying, "Oh, Father Christmas ain't gonna get you anything." He's like, "Yes, he is. I'm gonna punch him if he doesn't. I'm gonna punch him."
Yeah.
That's Mitch. That's Mitch. I want to be able to insert that.
But also, Liberty did cuss him back.
She did.
So,
she did.
What
She
we got
did.
to talk about now? Like,
Nah. I feel like
do
be chivalrous. Be like a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to make people feel bad. Like, you don't. Do you know what I mean? But however, Georgia H is more concerned about how she's gonna come across. She needed him to do that because it reflects on her. That's basically it. That's her concern, not Mitch doing the right thing.
Or
you
Liberty.
know? Because he was just like, oh, you know, because he's like, oh, you know, I don't think I could be mates with her. Then she jumps in, oh, because you think she'll take it the wrong way. He didn't even finish his sentence. How the hell you jump into that conclusion? You see, stop doing it. I've said it before. Stop it. Stop thinking what they're saying is in line with your agenda. It's not. It's not. It never is.
Life would be so much simpler if that was the case, but most people, they're not thinking that way.
They're not.
But yes.
They're not. So yeah, we have Sophie and Josh. Sophie, you know, was talking about, you know, did me kissing Chris like get to you? And he's like, yeah, not really, because it is like what it is. And she was like also it was like she was talking for him, like saying, oh, your actions are showing me that you're into me, but you're just not saying it, you know? And she was just like, oh, obviously I haven't kissed Chris outside a challenge. She just needs to clear her head. And he was like saying he hates being in a triangle. Now I've seen the whole episode. I think this was a wrong move for Sophie. I just don't think she should have done that at all. As in put her eggs in one basket. I just don't think she should have played it out longer, because I think if Josh, the reason she's trying to find me, she thinks the triangle is the reason Josh didn't say what he was supposed to say when, you know, he asked for her hand. Nah, babe, I think Josh ain't super into you, to be honest. I'm not buying it.
No, she played into it. She really, that kind of nonchalant stance that he has, I think, a bit like how Georgia H is. It's like, I will accommodate you, like I will be there for you, I will jump on you and stuff. I think that's what Sophie is thinking that he's after, and it's like he's not. He's just playing. Like, he's literally in there to play. And no, I think she picked the wrong one.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she should also like divert totally to Chris. I think playing both of them was a good place to be. She was in a good position. You can't put all of your eggs in Josh's basket. That's madness.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It unnerves me, to be honest. Seriously. Tyler, Callum, and Anton were chatting. They were watching Georgia S and Tom because they went for another chat. And Anton, they're just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And like, for real, what are you talking about?
Again. Is it not every evening for real though? Every evening we have watched these two have chats talking about the same thing.
It's like,
the
what
same
is
dead combo. How's it going with Molly?
Yeah, she's so lame. Anton's just like, she's had more chats with him than with you. Do you know what I mean?
True.
It's just like, it's true.
I love it. Even the way Tyler reacted, he was like, tell the truth then. You know
what I mean? This is it. Georgia S and Tom, their conversation. So basically, yes, again, Georgia S just asking, how's it going with Molly? He's just like, yeah, it's going well. And she asked him, do you think things would work on the outside? He's like, yeah, I wouldn't pursue it if I didn't think that would be the case. that annoyed her. And then she's like, then she starts trying to do, she's such a manipulator. She's like, oh, so does the age thing bother you? Does it bother you? He's like, no, it doesn't bother me, maybe for her, but like I feel like we could work on it. And then she's like, oh, because it wouldn't bother me if we were together. So you're like trying to get him to visualize if we were together, also talking about the future. These are the tactics, guys. These are the tactics. This is what you do if you want to try and get someone into you. But yeah, if we were dating, do you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be a thing, because I think, me, Georgia S, I think that you're mature for your age. I know what kind of wave you're on. All this kind of, what? Like Molly does, like, do you know what I mean? She
all
is,
of that, because she doesn't know you like I know you. Was basically what she was planting there, sitting next to him, trying to get closer. She is, the girl's terrible, you know.
Yeah,
literally terrible. There's not a redeeming quality about her. That whole conversation, I was like, you are messy as hell. In front of everybody's face as well, and then you're gonna.
I don't know what she's getting out of this, but maybe she just loves the attention. Maybe that's what it is. But then to be saying things like this, and like you're so disingenuous later on in the episode, like what the hell? Like, nah, you're the worst. Josh and Chris, they see Georgia S and Tom from the terrace. And they're just like, what is going on with these two? So this is not something that's in Molly's mind, or do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Everybody is seeing what's going on. So Josh basically said that, you know what, Georgia S told Sophie, who told me, that she can't see herself sleeping with Cal, and Chris is just stunned by this. His mouth is open. He's like, what the hell? What do you mean? What do you mean? And where's I've just lost my place. That's so annoying. And like he just he says that Josh was saying that he's clocked this whole Georgia S and Tom thing since the beginning, since Tom arrived, which I do believe, and I think we all saw it too, right? Do you know what I mean? And like they're just really, what do you call it, concerned for Cal, because he's none the wiser. He doesn't know what's happening, and you know what? He's absolutely smitten as well. And Chris feels like he's got a moral obligation to tell Cal, but I can't remember who it was, but there was someone he was talking to in a previous episode where he was like, do we say something or do we not? And I was just like, Chris, are you and Cal besties? Like, because you had a different attitude before. I wish I remembered who it was, but he was really on the fence about being honest about something. Like, it was just like, could say, could not say. So yeah. Do you remember?
Yes, that was about his kiss.
His kiss
with Molly. He was like, should I go up to him and tell him about it, or should I just keep my head down and like wait it out, kind of thing, and wait for her to say something to him, and then maybe I speak to him afterwards. I think maybe they have got closer. Just thinking of how they usually are in the villa, they are all brethren, like definitely they're a little bit closer, I think. Than the others with Cal, because I think still Toby is like, I don't trust him type of vibe. So
don't trust Chris.
No, Cal. So Cal. I think Cal is probably closer to the white.
Okay, the other guy. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Bree 53 saying the same thing. So it's Fred, I think. So yeah, I think what. So then, anyway, they pull Cal for a chat. They pull him for a chat, and they're just like, "Listen, this is it might be a bit difficult, but I'm gonna let you know what's going on." And Chris basically says that G's saying that there's no sexual chemistry between you two. She said this, that, the other. She can't see herself sleeping with you. And Cal's question was this before or after the hideaway? That was his question. And it was at that point, I was just like, this guy is
did the penny finally drop? Like, he's an idiot.
No, I don't think it's idiot. I just think he really likes her. I really liked it. I really do. I feel sorry for him. I do, but he is a bit of a donut. No, he is. I can't try it. Unfortunately, I was sad. But yeah, and it's just like his thing was he's like, oh well, that's just bullshit. Like, I don't like liars. She should just say this, that, the other kind of thing. So he had a bit of a big talk when he was talking to the boys, and then he said he's going to talk to her straight away, which he goes and does. He talks to her, and this is she just span the ting, man.
She didn't even have to, man. We're giving her too much credit. She didn't have to try that hard with Cal to eat. She was just simply explaining, and he decided, I'm getting an explanation, and I love this girl. Like, he's an idiot. He could be cheated on bare times, and he's going to take the person back.
You know what? I think both things are true. Like, I do think he's an idiot. I do. Seriously. But Georgia S, yeah. When she started with, I'm glad that it's come out. Yeah. Do you know what I
mean? Playing in his face.
I was just like, you know what? We're dealing with a master here. We actually are. We're dealing with someone who's had years of experience of taking the piss, making people doubt themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of thing. The way she positioned that was just like she, by saying that, she made whatever he heard feel like it's nothing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because actually it's an insignificant thing. I was going to say something, wasn't sure. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way she positioned her, it was just too deep. She was just like, she said, she's glad it's come out, chat with Sophie. So she's saying like the source. So she knows exactly where it's come from as well. And her point was, she said that I couldn't see myself having sex with Cal yet. And that one little word yet, which I can't 100% confirm, but I don't think she said it.
We need to roll
the tape.
Yeah. Because when she said yeah, and then obviously at Sophie's point it cuts in it, so we don't see what Georgia says back to her. If she truly did say, no, I don't think you're right on this one, which I don't believe that she did say to her. Like, I just don't think that actually came out of her mouth. I think she lied, but he decided what she's saying is plausible because he wanted to. Because if you really were listening to her, whatever she said was still fuckeries, because that isn't what she was saying in your face. It was that I fancy you, I like you, I only have eyes for you. We're drawn together at that same period. That's what she was saying to him. So really you can be like, yeah, but at that same time you were not showing me any doubts at all. So where were these doubts? He didn't have nothing to say to her other than yeah, it's fine. He's an idiot.
Honestly. And then he just kissed and the thing is, I feel like Callum is showing that actually he's much more vulnerable than he's making out to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he feels like he needs Georgia S because otherwise it's Molly. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't want to be with Molly. So Georgia S is like occupying him, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of makes him safe in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, he's made his decision. This is who it is. Otherwise, he's got to start all over again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Otherwise, he's got to get into something again. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants a laid back, easy ride. He doesn't want people to know that he's hurting in any way. He doesn't want people to know that he's annoyed by anything. So it's just like, no, I'm going to put this in a box. It's fine. Let's kiss, hug, make up. We're good. Do you know what I mean? Nothing can break us, hun. That's basically what he said. Yeah.
I guess that was kind of what he said. Yeah, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. Crack on. You're an idiot.
Mate. So Sophie and Josh, he starts by saying telling the story of like his theories behind everything, and then he's like, don't be angry with me, and she's immediately like, oh, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
Sis. And he's like, hear me out. She's she's like, no, and she gets up and she walks away.
I literally, I love that for her, you know.
Yeah.
I love how she reacted to that.
Yeah.
Like, just like, nah, that's, but I
dumb
needed
man.
her to stick with that energy going forward throughout the show, which didn't seem to manifest. But her reaction, I was like, yeah, that's spot on. Because you have been a chatty patty within reason, and I understand why he was a chatty patty in this instance. But still, I think if you're going to say it, you should kind of run it past the person that told you. Even if they say, no, don't say, but at least you're being upfront with, okay, no, you told me this, but I can't in good conscience carry on knowing this information because this is my mate.
Yeah, and then have to say something.
Sophie, you know, it's back on Sophie to be like, actually, yeah, no, for real, I've told you something that has put you in a compromising position. My bad, next time I won't do that. But, you know, she has to take some responsibility that she did LABRISH and it got out.
Honestly, I like what you did there as well. But yeah, honestly, honestly, that was the thing. When she was talking to Kansas, she was just like, yeah, he's just got to run his mouth. This is the first time I told him something. He's got to run his mouth. But I'm just like, but you're talking out to people in business. Do you know what I mean? You're not supposed to do that. You don't know this guy. You said you made up your mind. You're telling him secrets. You know what I mean?
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was thingy. But Chris also went to tell Tom and said, like, look, we've told Cal because he's getting mugged off and it ain't right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So then Tom is like, yeah, I probably should go speak to Molly. If everybody knows, it was a catalyst.
Yeah.
Everything got affected. So he chats with Molly and tells her, like, look, Georgia S, she pulled me to the terrace. She was, you know, saying, you know, the recoupling worked out for the best. He omitted a few bits because he wasn't being very clear. Yeah. And that she did say that she fancied me, you know. But, you know, I've told her that we're good, that I'm into you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and Molly's just like, hold on a second. So why are you guys chatting constantly? Like, it's making me look like a mug, essentially. And it's just like, I'm thinking you're having friendly chats and you're not having friendly chats. You're flirting with each other, you know? And then Tom gets defensive as I was just like, oh, this is the Tom I remember. Blowing up for no reason. Like, what do you want me to do? Not talk to her? Like, bro, like, it's not that deep. And she's not even... Molly's allowed to be annoyed because you didn't tell her. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that is a genuinely realistic reaction to what the information you're giving her. Like, honestly, like, come on, let's not be silly. And she's just like, you know, it's not to her, but you're talking to her a lot, you know. And Tom specifically said that she is pulling me for chats. And remember, Georgia wanted him to pull her, right? Yeah. But she didn't even wait for that. She pulled him anyway. So your intention, Georgia, is not correct. It really isn't.
Exactly. Because Tom didn't follow through on that little pact that she told him. So then she would know she wouldn't talk to him because he was just cracking on with Molly and doing his thing. It's very... I mean... This whole just going back to the terrace and they're not talking about after Truth and Dare carrying on the game and like the amount of talks that they've had, and it was like it's just a one terrace talk, and it's like, no, you guys have been having inappropriate chats everywhere. The terrace, the Truth or Dare game, when you told Josh to piss off and you went on the sunbed, that was still inappropriate. You've been flirting every single day.
Yep. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. Yeah, it literally hasn't stopped. But, you know, Tom tries to reassure Molly. He tells her, you've got nothing to worry about. Do you know what I mean? He asks if she's pissed off and she's like, no, she is. But, you know, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird situation. So then Molly goes and sits with all the blonde girls. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of blondes. I was just like, what am I watching? What's happening? What am I watching? She tells them the tea. And then she's just like, look, if she liked him, she should have said something. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also he should have said something. And Georgia H then pipes up and she's just like, I know that Georgia S does have she had some open feelings for Tom. Then it was a weird shot because Kaz was there. So I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
you clearly pieced together
Yeah.
different things. Molly's just literally, she's like, it's embarrassing. GH is just like, you guys need to talk. And she's like, I cannot be asked, and just walks off. That is Molly's thing though. Her ex, she's like, I need to exit this conversation. She's had enough. But and then Georgia H sees Georgia S and is like, what's going on with you and Tom? Like, we need to have a conversation.
And then you need to go over Molly's exit line. It's the best.
Oh, what's that?
On the t-shirt where she says, no, I'm not going to talk to her. I can't be asked. She first of all, she goes for my ex and now she's going for the next.
I thought that was Kaz that said that. Was that what she said? Okay, cool. No, I completely missed that. Yeah. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So yeah, so she's pissed, right?
Yeah.
Georgia S runs into Georgia H, and Georgia H is like, yeah, what's going on with you and Tom? We need to have a conversation. Georgia S's reaction is to laugh. That was her reaction. She starts laughing, and she says something about, oh yeah, like something about, you know, not putting Tom for chats, and it's just completely not true. So they have a discussion. Now, white women, they fascinate me because how they do this passive aggressive fighting style is very, very interesting. Molly has positioned herself where she can see everybody, and you literally got all the girls around that looks like something out of Rome, you know, like Roman Empire. Like they're all like sitting to the side, do you know what I mean? Like kind of thing, all poised, looking at Molly. So everyone has to look at Molly. Basically, she's positioning herself, repositioning herself as queen of the villa. That's what she's doing in this moment, you know. And she's talking to, you know, Georgia S starts the conversation. She's just like, look, I understand that you're angry. I spoke to Tom, but I hold my hands up. Yeah, I did do this, almost like downplaying it like it's nothing and everything like that. And also, when people do that, it's very dismissive as well. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I hold my hands up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what? Almost like, what are you going to do about it? Like, it's happened. I've said it's happened. Now what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, Molly's like, that's not what I have a problem with. Then Georgia, she quips back so quickly. So what do you have a problem with? Do you know what I mean? Very passive aggressive. And you can see the other girls just like doing this.
Did you see their head like it was tennis? I was laughing.
On a swivel. Oh my God. So Molly starts talking about you pulling every day. Georgia S is cutting into her. Every single thing that Molly says, Georgia S is interrupting. Yeah. I'm just stressing this now. She's interrupted into everything, you know? And I feel like Molly was just like, look, I've seen it. I've seen you pull him. Do you know what I mean? So don't try and lie. Don't try and gaslight me. I've seen you pull him. And if you know, I've been told that you're saying that you like Cal more than Tom. You don't like Cal as much as you like Tom. And she was just like, I didn't know what I was thinking at the time. Then randomly, I just remembered, hold on a second, Hannah is also a bitch because you knew there was something going on and you said nothing. You said nothing. She knew what was going on and she didn't say anything. Anyway, Molly was basically, you've got to say, like, you've got to understand where I'm coming from. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like a mug. I don't know what's going on. You know what's going on. You haven't said anything to me. Georgia S is just like, no, you're not a mug. No way. You can't see yourself like that. Molly's just like, nah, don't you fucking try it.
Yes.
Molly's just like, no, I'm not saying. It's like, but basically she was saying, no, I'm not a mug. No, I think I'm far from it because actually I've taken a massive step back. I've allowed you to get to know Cal. I've not intervened. I've not done anything like that. I've just let you crack on. Do you know what I mean? And I've tried to get to know someone else and you're taking him to the terrace. Yes. Like, what the fuck is that about? I think Molly is so valid in her feelings, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unreal.
She laid it all out. It was like perfectly done because that's the truth of the matter. Like, all you can do is just be like, yeah, I didn't care about you. That's the only way to trump her is to be like, you know what, hands up, didn't care about you, wasn't thinking about your feelings. Sorry. then you can really end it. But she's lying in her face.
She was like, she said, Georgia S said, and she done a little power play thing where she was like taking off her coat. And that's when I thought like she remembers his cameras, like, oh, what do I look like? Let me take off my coat, let's flex it. Do you know what I mean? And then she said, oh, we only had 2 flirty conversations. No, you didn't. There was more. Do you know what I mean? No kissing. And Molly's just maintaining her thing. You should have just told me, keep me in the loop. And Georgia S her response was, I didn't say nothing because there weren't nothing. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing to say, liar. And then in the hut, Georgia was like, I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Like, do you know what I mean? I should have said something. I should have relayed that to her. I'm sorry. But did you say sorry to Molly though? So you're saying sorry to the public, but not to Molly. Nah, you're a disingenuous girl. I swear to God, she's just terrible. Then you see Kaz in the makeup room. So that all ends anyway. You see Kaz in the makeup room talking to Georgia. They cut some of the conversation, and Georgia S is like, there was nothing to relay. And Kaz is just like, I would have said something. And again, she's just like, well, I messed up. Do you know what I mean? Throwing her hands up dismissively. She don't want to take no responsibility.
Zero.
She don't want to take nothing.
Zero responsibility. That first encounter with them, she was so embarrassed. It was like proper deer caught in a headlight. So then she has to double down and lie. Whereas it was so smooth with Cal. I think she really thought, I can do this with Molly as well.
Yeah.
I think she thought, if I just do like the big, hands up, it was flirty, Molly was going to react in a similar way. Like Cal was like, okay, well, cool. Like, at least you told me the truth. And then because it was all in front of the girls, that was the thing that was eating away at her. Not even her interaction with Molly, actually. It's that there was witnesses. And that now everybody can judge her on her fuckeries.
Yeah.
That's been pissing her off.
That's absolutely it. And I think that she took Molly's kindness for weakness and thought she was an idiot. She really did. And I feel like, do you know what I mean? Like, Molly could have played it so many different ways. She could have been flirting with Cal. She could have been, do you know what I mean? She could have simply done what Cal asked her to do, which was pay me more attention. She could have done that. And it would have been a wrap for Georgia. She didn't do any of that. Do you know what I mean? And you can't even say a sincere sorry. Like, you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss. Seriously. And then you see Cal and his donut head kissing Georgia S in bed. It's like, what's wrong with you? So annoyed. I was so annoyed by that. He's an idiot. He is an idiot. I can't even defend him.
See, all of his actions, and I did think that Toby had overreacted before, but all of Cal's actions, I am like, no, Toby subbed him up perfectly. I don't know what type of thing he has for Georgia, but I think he was properly trying to sever ties with Toby. Like, no, I need her to be squarely on me. He wasn't foreseeing that Tom and shit was going to come in. And then he's just there, like, just being her lapdog. Like, nah. Cal is a little snake. He definitely is. They actually deserve each other. But she will cheat on him bare times.
I don't think he's even serious about her. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, she will. She'll cheat on him with Tom.
And Toby.
And anyone else. So in the morning, you see morning chats. Molly's thing is like, you know what, at the end of the day, you can't flirt with yourself. Tom's just like, you know, Molly knows what's up now. Georgia S is just chatting some shit. I just couldn't even write down. Like, you know what I mean? Chatting nonsense. Cal is completely not believing the hype. He's telling the boys everything is squashed. And Soph made it clear with Georgia S. Georgia S is not upset with Sophie. It kind of is what it is. It's not a problem and everything like that.
There's no way she could be, though. You need one brethren in there. It's like you can't then switch on the one person that generally kind of talks to you, like Sophie and Georgia H. Like she's got to be like, I'm cool with everybody. Like she needs her friends, really.
She does. She absolutely does. Hannah finally being honest about Tyler, that she's not into Tyler, that when she kisses him, she doesn't get fanny flowers. We know.
I'm offended for Tyler that this is taking place.
Why are you offended for Tyler?
I know he was purchased and everything else, but the optics of what is happening is not okay. Like it's not okay that we're having to witness a tall black
explain this, please.
Dashed away by Hannah. I don't like those optics. I don't like it. I don't like the storyline.
First of all, who told him to say that he massively finds her attractive? Who told him to say that? Who told him to kiss her multiple times? Who told him to take her to the terrace? Who told him to do? He brought that on himself. He brought that on himself. He absolutely brought that on himself.
I don't like the optics of this whole storyline, and that Hannah is getting to be the victor and dump Tyler pisses me off.
He is a bigger idiot than Callum, as far as I'm concerned. Like, seriously.
Certified, like, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. This is horrible. Carol in EastEnders. Imagine Carol in EastEnders telling you, "Nah, I don't even want you. I don't want you again. I don't even get tingles."
This show is everything Facebook mums wanted. Everything. They have delivered to that base perfectly, and they have secured the humiliation of every black person going in there, black or black adjacent, mixed, whatever. You have to be humiliated, and that was a humiliation. Hannah,
imagine. I'm sure she's a lovely girl, but like, come on, man. Someone said it. She's punching uppercuts with a running jump. Seriously.
Listen. I'm not a fan of Tyler, but I didn't like what is going on. But he is an idiot and a clown.
He is
for being purchased like this, most definitely.
Yeah. I don't think I'm not on it at all. So they get a text. They go to the club, the day club, for a little daytime party. They done some weird montage. I didn't like it.
I hate the dumb dancing. I hate it.
It's so crazy. Then we have Georgia S and Cal talking, and Georgia S is like complimenting Cal. I really like the way that you dealt with that situation. It made me like you more. Cal was just like, yeah, those things in the past now. We don't even have to talk about it. And I was just like, who does this remind me of? This reminds me of Shaq. That Shaq energy. Shaq energy.
Listen, okay, all right. Okay. Shaq at least did make Tanya grovel a little bit. Granted, I think it was 24 hours to 48 hours. It was very quick. I did think he could have delayed it a little bit longer, but he did. Cal had one convo and has brushed it away. Like, it's just I get it. There is a hint of seasoning that is from the same pool, but I think Shaq was still better than Cal.
Okay, I think they could be friends. They could be brothers, cousins. They could be. Yes, they are. They are still together.
PC, they are.
Yeah.
Go strong, man. They're doing TikTok dances and everything.
Yeah, they are. No, I actually really like them out of the villa. I think they're so cute. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've always liked Tanya anyway. KW, Georgia was basically thanking Callum for being an idiot. Absolutely. That's exactly what she done.
Yeah.
And then she's, rounded off by saying, I only have eyes for you. I don't even know how many times she said this, only to go and chat to Tom. I don't even know.
Because visually, I wouldn't be surprised if she has something with Casey as well. So
you think?
Who knows? I would not be surprised. She's on the circuit. Casey's on the circuit. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in and it's a bit like, oh no, I kind of fancy him as well. Like, I would not be surprised with Georgia S. Okay. Jimmy Benjamin says, I thought it was a good strategy by Tyler. Hannah is liked and they could have went far.
I just
get what you're saying.
But I don't. I think it's terrible because no one believed it. Wasn't believable. It was too far-fetched. It was way too far-fetched. There's no way, like, you can't. Okay, right. So you was with Kaz, yeah. This is your story according to Love Island. You was with Kaz, yeah. You came into the villa for Kaz. You got with Kaz, and you broke up after 3 months, right? Do you know what I mean? You're talking about, and their kind of stories like you weren't really ready for a relationship. For you then in Love Island land to jump to Hannah, who has a kid. 33. No, that's a massive commit. That's a much more bigger commitment than Kaz. So it doesn't make sense. It's not believable. It isn't believable.
And we weren't seeing any sparks. Like,
no.
we never saw she fancied him or that there was any chemistry. As I guess on paper, strategy-wise, but physically, they're not a match in any way, shape, or form. She weren't even being like, I fancy him. That's where it was like, none of us are believing you.
She just talked about his BDE. That's all she's talking about. It was actually gross. Like, I just can't. A lot of people are saying that Casey might go for Molly or even Georgia S. You know what the thing is? You know, Tom and Casey are besties. So I don't even know how that's going to run. Do you know what I mean?
I forgot.
So I don't know. And also, Casey doesn't mind. He likes a little bit of spice. He likes a little bit of something in his mix. You know? Do you know what I mean? So he might even go for Sophie. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think so, actually. I forgot about him and Tom being brethren. Well, then Casey definitely knows Georgia S then as well.
Yes. Yeah. So that can't, I don't know if that can run.
So
I don't know if that can run. But yeah, so they have that chat. No, they're still having that chat actually. And she goes on to say that she thinks that Molly is annoyed with her because she didn't say anything about the Tom situation, and she's trying to play it off like that was a completely normal conversation. It shouldn't have been, she shouldn't have had that reaction. Cal is just like, two people chatting, it can look like so many different things. You're even now giving her excuses. So you now are displaying that thing, like you're giving her reasons to align with your agenda. No, it's not the truth. And then Georgia S is just like, since I've been with you, I think she's felt away. And she's using this Tom situation to express her anger with me when that's not actually, you know what, to be fair, that might even be part of it, but that's not all of it. And what that does is like minimizes your contribution to this situation, and you don't take accountability for anything that you've done, which is
it paints her as the villain. Somehow she wants to war with you because of Cal, when she was not warring with you before. She had left you to crack on with Cal. And she wanted to be left alone to crack on with Tom. But she's negating all of that and trying to put it back in Molly's place again. And that's what Georgia always does. She's always going to try and come off like the princess, that somebody, the wicked bitch is trying to get me. And it's like, no, you're not innocent. You caused all of this.
This is it. Molly is talking to Kaz and Liberty. And she's saying, I'm not overreacting, am I? Which they say, no, of course you're not. Molly's just like...
She is talking to Dumb and Dumber, but at least they are trying to help her.
And then she's just like, look, like, what is annoying me is that she's coming off like she's a loyal, that she's a girl's girl. This is Georgia H she's referring to. She's a girl's girl. If the roles were reversed, I would actually say something. And I believe her, actually. I think she would.
Yeah, I think she would.
And then Kaz, I thought Kaz did this, but she didn't. So she's like, yeah, imagine she's going with your ex and then you're next.
Yeah.
It's a very good, very, very good line. So then Molly's just like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. She's been considerate. She doesn't want confusion. She's just actually going to talk to her now. So then Molly and Georgia S sit down. Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot going on. So they start to talk about, obviously, like Molly saying that a bomb was dropped on her last night. Georgia S is just like, if she's completely honest, she feels like that same thing about like, since I've been with Cal, you've like been retracting from me, and if I didn't have the Tom situation, maybe alluding to maybe we would still be as close as we were, which they weren't close. But Molly's just like, well, yeah, Do you know what I mean? She was just like, yeah, of course I've been moving away. Yeah, exactly. Of course she has. Do you know what I mean? And but her thing is just like, no, this is about you being honest about getting to know Tom. And Georgia S, again, she was the first one that came in with the attitude.
Yeah.
I'm not getting to know him. I don't need to get to know him because I already know him. You came with the attitude. This is what I'm saying.
You see how she took it up a notch.
She did.
I was totally like, no, this girl's now getting feisty. And it was at that point where Molly needed to just slap her.
I think, to be fair, throw water in her face. You know, this
something. Like, how are you now having a tone with me? Like that, the feistiness was dramatic. Like I was like, no, she actually needs a backhand. She needed a backhand yesterday, but she really needed a backhand.
Someone needed to say something. It was just weird. But you know, Molly, she's trying to keep it together. She's just like, you know what? I think you're missing the point. You know, be a girl's girl, and then this is what I'm saying, Georgia, cut her off. I'm definitely a girl's girl. No, you're not, but cut her off, you know. And she was just like, well, if you was, you would. Molly was like, if you was, you would have said something. And then Georgia doubled down on focusing on the girl's girl. This is not the issue. This is what I'm saying. You're trying to deflect, redirect. I really don't appreciate it that you're calling me not a girl's girl. Molly's like, well, I don't appreciate you disrespecting me. And the fact is that you're really missing the point here. Do you know what I mean? This is not what it is. But because Molly done that, then Georgia starts getting loud and said, please don't interrupt me. What?
Again.
No.
We need slaps.
When she said please don't interrupt me, I had to pause and I had to rewind, because who the fuck do you think I'm talking to? Please don't interrupt me. Who are you? Who are you? Nah.
Molly kept it together, you know. She really did keep, because it is her tone and how she's looking at me. Oh, your fringe is coming in my hand. Like, it's off. But Anton was watching them like it was a play. Anton sitting there with a grin on his face. Watching those two was sending me literally like, he weren't even trying to side eye watch. He was literally like, front row and center. This is juicy.
This is it. I want all the details. It was a lot. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, but Molly didn't lose direction. She didn't know things. No. She was just like, look, if you take a step back and remove the Callum thing, like, you're actually just missing the point, you know? And the thing is, Georgia just kept on bringing up Callum. Molly was just like, look, you're clinging to this thing and it's got nothing to do with him. This started because of you not being honest. And then Georgia S is just like, oh, you know, you made me feel awkward. This is where Molly lost it a little bit, because it's just like, I made you feel awkward. You just going out with my ex. I'm making you feel awkward. The audacity. None of the audacity. Are you?
It was pure fuckeries, you know. That whole conversation was like a masterclass in somebody actually just taking the piss in your face and chatting shit and expecting you to serve this up. Like, somehow you are responsible for something when the person's been doing the fuckeries. That I was literally like, no, this girl is messy as hell. She is terrible. She is actually terrible.
I just don't know how. I don't think I have the self-control to be calm in those situations. That is mad. That is actually mad. She's wild for saying that. And, you know, then she goes back, because Georgia now knows you can't pull a fast one on Molly. She's not having it. Then she starts going like, oh, don't interrupt me because when I'm speaking, it's so rude. And then she stops listening. You can see her physically stop listening to Molly. But Molly's like undeterred. Do you know what I mean? She's undeterred. She's still going on with her point, you know? Then Georgia starts coming back and talking about, you know, I think it's quite unfair. You're making me feel bad in this situation. I think it's quite unfair. And Molly's like, I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's unfair at all. I think it's just me having an opinion on what's actually occurred, which she has the right to do. Like, what the hell? Seriously. And also as well, Molly is not responsible for how Georgia S feels about anything. She's not responsible for that. So if you feel, you know, bad in this situation because of the actions that you done, that's with you and your gods.
That's it. It's your business. But because she probably is not used to actually feeling bad because people will pander to her and be like, poor Georgia, oh no, feel better now. That's what she was expecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
She started playing with the wrong one. I don't know, but there's something in the way how she kept on saying, oh no, but I feel like there's something deeper with Molly to Cal.
Yeah.
That's her.
That is her. That's her. Casting doubt, planting seeds. Do you know what I mean? Like she's thingy. And then also, okay, so quickly, and I know you don't like this word. I know you don't like it, but like, are we not seeing some narcissistic traits in Georgia S?
Okay, all right. Let's go on a spectrum. Okay.
Considering,
because you know, okay, we can say she did display some forms of narcissistic traits. I would not call her a narcissist from what we've seen. We need to see way more of her behavior patterns. But yes, what she was doing, I think we can definitely say she was absolutely using gaslighting tactics on her. Definitely.
Yeah. No, definitely gaslighting. It's like she got an A+ in the gaslighting class, mate. Honestly.
Yes, 353. Absolutely. Everyone has narcissistic traits. Not actually, I wouldn't say not everybody, but within the spectrum of traits, yes, most people, you don't have to be like a sociopath or, you know, to have it. Definitely. She displayed some bits and pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. I was seeing, I was just like, this is a lot. But you know, I feel like Molly was saying, you know, her feeling, it's valid to have a feeling when things are acting like this and you're coming across sneaky. And then Georgia S was just like, wow, how can you say that? Do you know what I mean? She was very
how have I been sneaky while I was telling Tom to pull me so that people don't think I'm the one that's pulling you. Like, how have you been sneaky? The girl's crazy.
She's actually delulu, honestly. You know, and Molly just doesn't hit up. She's just like, this is how, like, do you know what I mean? This is how, because you're pretending that you've got my interests at heart and you don't. She's trying to still protest that she does. She doesn't. Seriously. Yeah. So yeah, she was just going, Georgia S was just going like, you know, because I've got history with Tom, I was figuring it out and all these kind of things. So then Molly's like, okay, exactly. So exactly that. You've just admitted that it was something. You was trying to see that there was something. So what are we talking about here? Like, was it, do you know what I mean? Like, was you trying to see there was something, or was you catching up with her own friend? Which one is it? Like, you know, and that's when Georgia S, she couldn't say anything. She couldn't really say anything after that. She got thingy. Do you know what I mean? She got
that was literally, you know, she probably was sitting there like, oh, shit, this girl's quick.
Yeah.
like she's actually faster than I thought I'd be able to twang her brain by saying things. Like, I'm catching up with an old friend. I know him more than you. I've known him longer. I needed to figure it out. Like, I think she was just slipping up, trying to get out of it. But yeah.
She was just trying to, but then she starts planting more seeds, and this is why I'm just like, nah, this girl is something else. She was just like, there's no need for that attitude, Molly. And I'm just, again, who is Georgia? Who is Georgia to be talking about anyone's attitude? Honestly, like, anyway. It's on the road. People would swing for that. People would swing for less.
Listen, the girl's lucky she's on Love Island, yeah? On another show, you're talking like that in somebody's face, your head is off.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, so she I hope she doesn't think she can take this out in life, like literally, and talk to people like this, because it ain't gonna work out in the same way, you know. There's not
Imagine she was on Badders.
What should be deaders, because they don't play. They're beating people up in rooms.
They don't
let alone literally playing in somebody's face. Nah, yeah, that is crazy.
But yeah, so they kind of ended it. It was still going back and forth. It was just a long conversation, and I did think like the producers are letting this run, and I know they cut shit down. So like, what bloody hell? This is a lot. And it's like they wanted it to peak or something. And it was just like, you know what? Well, I don't think it's necessary. I think Georgia S was like, I don't think that one person's right and one person wrong. Do you know what I mean? She's just like, and Molly was just like, okay, right, let's squish this then. And she just got up and left. She got up and left. Then you see Georgia crying to the other Georgia and Artichoke, and she was just like, I don't think I've done it. No, Georgia H was just like, I don't think you've done anything wrong. Like, really?
Because they're the same person.
They are.
Because Georgia H would have done similar, basically.
They are. And seriously, and she said, I don't think you deserve to be shouted at. Sorry. Who, like, honestly, who raised their voice first? Was it not Georgia S? And it wasn't even loud, you know?
No.
It really wasn't. So I don't know. I just thought that was just, this is how they do this.
Exactly. Exactly. That same princess treatment, like actually Georgia S can't be upset for stuff that she did. And they're enabling her. I mean, we didn't see Abacus add much to it, because I think she is probably thinking, you did deserve everything you got, but
basically, and I'm glad for that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think she was just like, she tried to like say, oh, you know what, you guys aren't going to see eye to eye, so just agree to disagree and leave it at that. But obviously she's closer to Molly, isn't she? So that was weird to put her in that convo anyway, and for her to be a witness to that conversation. It was just weird. It was just very, very weird. And again, Georgia S planting that seed of like, I think there's deeper issues here. No, babe, you are deflecting like that. Oh, mate, honestly,
properly.
Just roll on movie night. That's what I want to see. Movie night. It needs to happen.
Yes, definitely.
So, where did we get? Like Tyler and Hannah, they have a conversation and decide to be mates.
Yeah.
And my thing is Tyler is a clown. That's it.
He is a clown. That conversation was cringe as hell. And him like preempting what she was saying. Yes, we're just going to be mates then. It was just like, Tyler, you're an idiot as well. And this is really embarrassing for all of us.
It really
we all now have to witness this embarrassment.
Really, 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 really is. Didn't like that at all. Hey guys on Instagram, by the way. Hi. They're saying hi to us, Nana.
Hello.
And okay, so then they go back to the house. Josh and Sophie have a conversation where Sophie tells Josh she's gonna break it off with Chris. So annoying. I didn't want that to happen. I really didn't want that to happen. So well, it hasn't happened actually yet, but I don't want it to happen. I think she needs to still keep her options open. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because they always kind of know something is gonna take place soon. So maybe I'm giving her leeway on this. Maybe she was thinking a recoupling is gonna happen, and I'm gonna hedge my bets so that he is in the clear of it's me and you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna last that way. I think she's actually quite smart and probably knows how to play this a little bit better than the first time when she was in there. So I'm hopeful that she isn't totally gone. I'm hopeful.
I don't know, because the smartest thing would be like to tell him, Josh, that I'm really, really into you, but because what she wants is for him to say nice things about her. Yeah. This trade-off is it's not in her favor. She should just be like, say nice things to me. You know what I mean? And get what she wants before she makes that commitment to him. She should do that, because that's not his thing. Like, do you know what I mean? No, like, I just don't think. No.
Yeah, this is the other thing, Jimmy Benjamin. Dude broke your trust, but you still pick him. Nothing but Sophie Reed Smart. No offense. No, I was saying she's just trying to play the game. They knew something was coming.
Yeah,
But yeah.
they do.
Also, for the day's events to be like, I'm gonna go with you is crazy. That's why I'm giving it a little bit more like, nah, it must be that you know a recoupling is gonna come. So she's like, let me hedge my bets to stay in the yard.
Yeah, Dio, I agree with you. I don't have high expectations for her. I think she's gonna potentially have egg on her face.
Sophie was dumb for Connor on her. I can't even believe that she went for that fourth mount boy, but let's hope she's improved. It was a few years ago.
Let's hope. Georgia S and Cal, they had a quick thing where it was just like, yeah, we can move past all of this now. And then, oh no, he asked her, did you say that you'd rather be coupled up with Tom than me? And she was just like, I can't remember if I said it.
You know what? I had forgotten about that moment because at the time I was like, wow, she's even better than I thought she was.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like I was like, no, the girl she knows I can't lie because they're probably gonna roll that, like, but I'm not going to admit it.
Yeah.
So I say I can't remember.
I can't remember. So then if it does come up, I told you.
I said there's a possibility. I did say I may not have said it, but I couldn't say for sure. So I had to go with I can't remember on this. Like she's good, man. But
she is good. She's good for evil. She's good for evil, mate. Tom and Molly had a little moment. Tom apologized to Molly. They seemed cute together. Like, yeah, happy days for them, probably. I definitely don't think Molly should be trusting Tom, but I think that's the best she's going to get at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So, fine, I can tolerate it. Yeah. Then Miss Maya enters the villa looking stunning as always. And you know what? Every time Maya comes in, it just reminds me like how the girls in the villa can't dress.
Yeah.
And they just don't look as good. Like, honestly, like, this is crazy. This is actually
I think this is the worst season of clothing, though. I don't think it's bad. Yeah, because usually there's one or two that have a brilliant wardrobe. But everybody seems to be wearing eBay stuff. Like, everybody looks trash. So,
it's bad. It does. So it's dumping time. So Maya asked everyone to line up in an order, which was Molly and Tom, Georgia S and Callum, Hannah and Tyler, Georgia H and Anton, Kaz and Chris, Sophie and Josh, Annnnddd and Toby, and Liberty and Mitch, in that order, and reveals that the public has been voting for their favorite couple, and this is the order. You know, the painful thing is that she asks Mitch and Liberty, how do you guys feel about this? And they're like, haha, this is one thing we can agree on, blah blah blah, this and the other. Then her face goes stone cold.
I know.
And the villa is over. What? Leave immediately.
It was so that like the leave immediately when you know like everybody, it's not over because they all still have to stay standing there. It's so harsh though. Because it literally is like you don't even get the fanfare of packing together and people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you." It's like you're out of there, cold.
Like the game's still going. Like, do you know how frustrating it must be? Like, horrible. So you know, Kaz obviously is in shock. She's so upset, but I'm secretly happy because I want to see Kaz without Liberty. Like, I want to see what she. Do you know what I mean? Who are you without this girl that you have to look after? It is like they live in the same area and like Liberty's the local like kids and you have to look after, make sure she's safe. Like that's what it seems like. You know when kids used to play outside?
Yeah. There's always one. Honestly. But yeah, no, I want her to have her own journey and it all not be about Liberty and Mitch. Yeah. I was kind of glad for that. Like literally, like, okay, these two can go. It is fine. They can leave.
Yeah.
So that's
definitely. Good. And then a brief 5-3. Yeah, I saw that moment too when Chris was like to Kaz, like, I'll be here for you and stuff. That was nice, like showing a little tenderness there. They might as well get it together, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, yeah.
I'm still hopeful for Anton. I don't know. I can't see Chris with Kaz.
I think they get on. You usually see them chatting and stuff in the background.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's see how that one goes. Definitely.
Yeah. So then Maya then reveals 2 more islanders are gonna leave that same night, which we're gonna see tonight. 2 more gonna leave, and then it ended. But they showed hints of 2 bombshells coming in. Casey from the same season as Tom, and Joanna the same season as Amber, and she was the one that Michael brought back from Canada. Yeah.
Is she the only one from season 5 that's in there? No, Anton. It's Anton from season 5.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, Joanna and Anton will know each other. Yeah. Seriously. They wear matching bonnets. They do. So who do you think's going? Who else do you think's going? Oh yeah, and sorry, the villa has to decide who's actually going, but they haven't said how. Maybe they have to. Hopefully this is like Love Island Games. Hopefully Love Island Games producers have thought, like, we've seen your first 2 weeks, they were shit. Let us take over, man.
Let's help you guys out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, that they open it up and they split them up, like, you know, the boys and the girls, and they just have to pick one boy and one girl. Doesn't have to be a couple. That's how I'm hoping they do it that way, because it's generally a little bit more savage, and then it, you know, fluffs up everything. I hope they do it like that. I hope it's not the last 2 couples, like between Sophie and Josh and Toby and Abacus. I hope it's not that simple. Because out of that, I think it would be Sophie and Josh that go. I think Toby's
popular.
Yeah,
he's probably too popular. Yeah, Josh is not as popular.
Yeah. So I hope it's not that simple.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because they said, I think I wrote down 2 more islanders rather than a couple. So you might be right, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it might be that, or what it might be is that Casey and Joanna. Oh no, they're choosing. The islanders are choosing. Okay, because if Casey and Joanna come in and stole again, then.
And then the 2 that were left are savagely dumped again like that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
I wouldn't mind that.
I don't mind that way.
I hope it's Tyler and Hannah as well. I really do. And
because really, for, let's say if it is that way, I could see Joanna going for Tyler. Like, that's kind of her type. So if she was like Tyler, and then Casey, who could he pick? Could be he could pick Georgia S. Depending on what was going on, who knows? Or who else? Maybe Georgia H.
Casey, no, Casey likes a little bit of thingy, man. I think he might pick Sophie.
True. I see what you're saying. So then Josh would be going home, and Hannah. I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that either. Serious. That would actually.
Yeah.
Serious. But Tyler can go though. Tyler can actually go.
It's explained in the first look. Is it out now?
Oh, it's first look out.
Pseudo chic. Have you seen it? Is it out?
Let me check.
Oh, I hope it is, and so that we can go through it. I love doing that with you guys.
Yes, it is.
Yay! It's fun when we do it all together. Okay, let's see.
Let me line it up.
KB says top 3 couples are likely to pick one islander to stay. Okay. A&A said Tom dumps a girl, Molly dumps a boy. That would be very Love Island Games.
Oh, can she dump Georgia?
That would
be amazing.
You know what? That would be like when Imani did it to Lisa.
Yes.
Remember when she was in the driving seat and could literally be like, the one that I'm letting go is Lisa. I would love that moment. Like that's honestly, the savagery that we need though, because Love Island Games. That's what, because
you know what? Fuck Callum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
I do like him though, but he's messed up. I want more for him. Go and learn, and he can be one of the ones that didn't work with See on the outside. Okay, first look.
Love Island First Look, sponsored by Google Pixel 8.
Girls, you'll make a decision on what boy to dump and send home immediately. And boys, you will do the same for the girls. Molly and Tom, as you were voted the favourite couple, Molly, you will have the decide and vote for which boy to dump.
Oh.
My God, that's just horrendous, though, isn't it?
And Tom, you will have the decide and vote for which girl to dump.
Okay.
We're gonna have to go.
It's a lose-lose. It's a
Love
lose-lose.
Island games.
Obviously, it's
Get rid of Hannah.
a decision now.
Hannah's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler's got to go, man.
She's awful.
Or they think they'll get rid of
The boy
Tyler.
we have decided to dump is
Tyler. Please.
They just showed all the
The
faces.
girl we have decided to dump is
our first day. So who have you got your eyes on?
quite a lot of them.
Okay, so yes, it's the other formula that Love Island always uses.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's the anti-climax.
Yeah. I wanted more savagery, but okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I think it's probably going to be Tyler, and I think the boys are probably going to do Hannah, and they're going to use the excuse of they don't have a connection in any way. Yeah, I feel like that they're going to go for. I think those two are going.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I can't call it. I feel like maybe Tyler, yeah. That will probably be the best bet. That's the safest option. Or Josh, I think, yeah. Send Anton home, like, for Bodge. Why? Chris, not Chris.
I think it's Chris and Hannah. Could they do? I don't know if they could do.
I'm not gonna lie, Cher 13. She doesn't look like a Bratz doll. She wants to look like one.
I mean, that was her aim. Oh God!
That was it. Was an anticlimax. Yeah.
It could have been better. They could have used the convention a little bit better. But, you know.
Kaz and Sophie will save Chris. Can't count on Sophie for that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not enough. You'd need Liberty in there, and then I think they could. I don't think there's an if Abacus is like, I want Chris to go.
Yeah.
I feel like there's enough of them to back her, and Chris could go.
Well,
I don't think Molly is gonna be like no against Chris. So Chris could be going for real.
I think Candy and on Instagram is saying that maybe Arabella and Tyler. Arabella could maybe go. She's caused problems. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
She
Because
could
who would
maybe
advocate for her? Like, I don't even think Toby would go. I don't think Toby would go ham on Let's Save Arabella. So
no, Toby will go. He'll go for the next possible thing. Like
yeah. And I guess everybody kind of. I'm trying. Oh, I don't know actually. Arabella.
Molly.
It could be Arabella.
Molly's closest with. Oh yeah, Molly's close with Arabella though. But she doesn't get to save. She gets to save the boy. She doesn't get to save the girl. So yeah, I can see them dumping Tyler and Hannah. Yeah, same K. Yes, thanks, Cher 13. Guys, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, watching from YouTube, then hit it there. Obviously, if you're on Instagram or X, pop over to YouTube real quick. Hit the like button.
Yeah. Sure Hannah wouldn't back Tyler. I feel like for the guys, for the girls, Tyler would be an easy one to get rid of. And so I feel like Tyler is probably definitely going. It's the girls where it could be a bit trickier.
But do you think Kaz might just do a mad thing and be like, maybe there's hope and they'll keep her? Because if Kaz says she wants Tyler to stay, Tyler's staying.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like Kaz is over him enough to be like, Tyler can go. Yeah. I feel like she is. I hope so.
I hope so too, man.
we have to witness Kaz fighting for Tyler to stay in. That is another embarrassing day. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need that. Yeah.
We don't want that. We definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
Guys, I think
it's fair for Hannah to go though. She's got a child. Like, it's like she can go back home.
Not because she's got a child. Lewis had a child.
And Lewis had to go home too. Like, it's like she hasn't found love. She's after. She's not gonna find in Love Island. Like, you're literally looking for a baby daddy. Like,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
She may as well leave. So I think it would be fair for the guys to be like, look, Hannah's had a really good holiday. Let's send her home.
But if it's between who's the next person, so Hannah and who?
They may discuss Kaz.
Whew.
No, they're too politically correct to do that. They're not going to discuss Kaz.
You think?
Yeah,
a lot of blondes in there.
I think it would be Arabella. It will probably be between Hannah and Arabella that they're going to be discussing which one of those two they should send home.
Mate. Okay.
Yeah,
fair.
I think
they do the right thing. Jeez.
Yeah, sure. 13. If Kaz votes for Tyler to stay, Kaz needs to go. Definitely.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Gilda says, go back to Reggie.
Reggie? Seriously.
Yeah.
Mate. Okay, guys, I think we're coming to the end now. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we will be back tomorrow at 12-ish, around that time. Make sure before you go, book the like button on YouTube. Follow us as well. Follow us on Your Aunties Could Never, Now That Everyone's Calm, and Hey, it's Sade Salami. And follow us across the platforms as well, on Instagram and TikTok and X, all the places. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Back tomorrow. Oh yes, and watch our last episode of our main show as well. Our last episode with Temi from 90s Baby is very, very fun. We had a great time. Please have a watch. And if you're watching later, guys, leave your comments too, and we will get back to you.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.